Boom, baby, boom. Rise and shine. Good morning motivation time. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Mark Saint. This is Saint's Addiction, and this is the sunrise. Uh, I felt I'd share it with you this morning. I was like, let me go live and watch the sunshine and talk about events and life and world and beauty and plants. No, just joking. We're not talking about the plants, but the plants are looking pretty good, right? Like, acknowledge life and acknowledge light. I'm going to do this whole show for moving forward because I've been thinking about some deep stuff, and then you'll get to watch with me. Blessings. So, moving forward. Don't mind the, what's the thing called? Don't mind the power tower. If you can hear it, it's because it's buzzing from the Hoover Dam. There's so much electricity that it actually buzzes. Interestingly enough, but the sun's up and so am I. If you're watching this, so are you. Maybe you're in a different time zone, maybe you're in a different mindset, but I'm gonna drop some knowledge this morning for the morning motivation. I already smoked half of my billionaire blunt. I up early doing my stretches, doing my billionaire mindset, listening to a lot of videos, audiobooks, bro. They're the hack to the world. You gotta get yourself on some audiobooks. If you're playing video games, have an audiobook in the background. If you're traveling a long distance, flight or drive, have an audiobook in the background. No one's touching actual books, so audiobooks are a real big hack for me, and other people need to pick up on this, and I don't normally talk that way, but it's a necessity. The information from people smarter than us revolutionized the print industry. I'm in the print industry. I'm with the Guggenheim Press, the Heidelberg Presses, the multiplication of information, pictures, and translating that to people's minds is what I do, to be honest with you. It's how I make money. I make money by designing logos and marketing campaigns and printing it. That's how I earn an income. But the truth is I literally read people's minds and make it come to fruition. I usually ask them to do a napkin sketch of something to get me in their mind. Like, what are you looking for? What's your logos? What are your core colors? What's the message you would like to get across? You know, what does your logo say without you saying it? So that's marketing, right? And when I in that mode of like developing people's dreams, you know, and developing my own dreams and listening to people that have already developed dreams and wrote them down for millions of people to read, I take heed. I'm taking notice. I'm learning from you, Robert Greene, the laws of human nature and how to fix my nature. And this is why I couldn't even show my face as a narcissist. It's always been about me. Coddled by my mother, I was told to be special. Francis Mark St. Arnaud the 6th. My son was supposed to be the 7th. Lucky number 7, the great grandson. And I messed it up. I'm owning up to it. Radical honesty is what I call it. You know, honestly radical, radical honesty. Just keeping it real. I didn't know how to respect a woman. And I also didn't want to be second fiddle. You know, I learned a lot about myself in the psychology, and as an aggressor, I dominate. You know, I play sports, you want to dominate, you know. Football, wrestling, you want to dominate, and dominate people is what I do. It's kind of like a force, and I wasn't one with my force, you know. There's no love in force, it's just outcome, you know, as long as you can get people to do the dishes. Well, my brother resented me for giving him a dead leg, punching him in the thigh, covering his head with a blanket. He didn't like that, you know. I did some shit, and I'm not proud of it. I'm admitting it, because in this instance, I want other people to feel their own truth. You know, when we get to our core, we take off the mask, when we stop acting like our avatar, when we actually show people all of ourselves, our warts and our alls, we can get to some core beliefs about ourselves and heal ourselves. Well, finding out about my narcissism, I realized that I didn't listen to nobody. It was an all me all the time situation. Even right now, it's just me talking by myself on a live, but this is going to reach millions because it's deep. By the time you figure it out, they'll teach you the laws of nature he taught me. For hours, maybe 2-3 hours of that video, the part one, they're just beating me up, talking about how narcissism people use people, and then when they're done with people, they got nothing for you, and get away from these kind of people. They're the worst kind of people. They're like a tiger. Once they get a hold of you, you can't get untigered. I was watching Jurassic Park and they said breathe so the animal doesn't think that you're scared. You might not notice it, but you stop breathing. They notice everything. You think it's just a dumb reptile just staring at you because it's emotionless. No, we're the dumb ones with emotions. It's calculating. It's a fucking robot. It's not giving away its poker face. It's noticing that you're not breathing. It's noticing your increased heart rate. It's noticing the flushness in your cheeks. We don't notice because we can't wait to talk, but imagine if you zone in on people. Hear me this morning. Imagine when you zone in on people, when you can start actually caring about what the fuck they're saying and why they're saying it and who you're dealing with, Have you ever calculated that? I haven't. I didn't calculate the type of people they were. Lyndon B. Johnson did. Let me tell you a story about Lyndon B. Johnson wanting to be the youngest associates in the Senate committee. The show is brought to you by Billionaire Blunt and Monkey Tail. Get yourself a Monkey Tail and a Boost lighter. And join Weed Club. Perfect. When you join Weed Club, you get a weed swag bag and a Weed Club shirt. Boom, baby, boom. $42 a year. We got to share the information between each other. So anyway, Lyndon B. Johnson goes friending this guy. He starts acting like him. He takes this old dude out. He figures he's a Southerner. He's Southerner like him. He wants to go to baseball games. He loves baseball all of a sudden. All of a sudden, he loves to talk about the Civil War. He befriends this lonely old dude. And by the time it's time to recommend somebody, who do you think gets recommended? It's the Stalin shoulder. Why is this evil, maniacal motherfucker got his hand over my shoulder, making me feel like one of his friends? Be wary, okay? As a narcissist, be wary of people that use you. I toughen up, my friend. I need a place to stay in the end. That's really what it was. I figured he'd be a good place to stay with. He had an empty room. We were best friends. What a great way to be. Now, not so much. That car sounds like shit. Now, not so much. He doesn't want to be friends with anymore. I was too rough with him. I wrestled with him too hard, slapped him around a little bit, toughened him up. Things that I would do in wrestling is now taken personal. Feeling abused for the weak, or for the tough love, or maybe I'm hiding behind what I call tough love. There's so much psychology to it. I do your own homework. Get in on these books. The Laws of Human Nature. And he's even got even more books that I'm going to read. The Art of Seduction, 48 Laws of Power, and then he did the 50 Laws of Power with 50 Cent. Robert Greene, get to know. But anyway, as we're letting the sun rise and the birds are flying by, right? I'm not telling no lies. I'm telling you how he did it. I've read it once before where the guy who's a con man wanted to con people. He would laugh at all their jokes, assume all their likes, never disagree with them once. And it's just like my best friend Dominic said. He said, keep it subversive, Mark. People don't want all that energy all at once. They don't want your energy, is what I'm hearing. And I was like, how dare they? Do you not know who I am? Do you not know the stories I'm going to tell? The truth that I keep saying is, I already know my stories. I already know how I tell them. I even know the punchline and when I'm going to have the punchline said. So it's time to start listening. Listen to people intently. Put your black coal eyes on them. Listen to them like no one else is in the fucking room. Absorb them. Certain traits that we do as humans make us like each other. You won't even know why. All of a sudden, I like that guy. I'm voting for him. Why? I don't know. Why did I buy this bag? Why is it a Birkin bag? Why is it Balenciaga? Why is it Tommy Hilfiger? I listened to Tommy Hilfiger. You know what he would do? He would flip jeans. Took $150 and bought 20 pairs of jeans and all the stylish things like adding embroidery and frills on the side and all those things. He customized jeans, Tommy jeans, bro, worldwide. He said, I ought to make my own brand. You're damn right. And that's what I thought people would do. Everybody would become their own brand, but without even knowing who the fuck they are. You gotta know what your brand's made out of, bro. You know? For a long time, I was lost in my own brand too. Lost in the confusion that people were watching me and that my show was important, or, I'm reaching people. For the most part, I lived a unique life. I thought people would love to see the world and travel and, learn more about themselves and learn about opportunities. And I love sharing information. I love sharing the views. I love talking. So for me, this is great. I get to smoke in the morning. I get to talk. I get to learn. You guys, you get to watch the sunrise with me and learn some things about someone else that wrote a book. And maybe you listen to a book and share the information with somebody else. But the amount of manipulation, the amount of cajoling, the amount of jockeying for position, especially for people that are thirsty for power. He was one of the youngest to ever reach the city committee. And on that day, 40 years old, the guy said, let me teach you something, kid. It's about seniority. And he didn't like that answer. What he realized is that everybody has a reputation. And we play our hand in that part. We fulfill that reputation. As soon as people are like, oh, he's an egotistical bastard, just wait till he opens his mouth. He's a douchebag. He'll talk about himself in world travel. That's me. I can say that about myself because I've self-examined myself. It doesn't hurt anymore when you're telling the truth. You don't hide behind an ego. You don't hide behind your lies. I just realized that I was bored by people. My narcissism told me that my ideas were funnier. But what I wasn't doing was reading the people. I wasn't reading the chessboard. Who is the person in front of me? Oh, got you. They're a lonely ex-housewife that wanted some excitement, wanted to come to Vegas, wanted to have a good time, wanted to get away from her divorce and her reality, wanted to play hooky. It's happened to me multiple times. All the people come to Vegas and want to live a lie. We're about the only place right now where you can serve a beer. It's like fucking 5 a.m., 6 a.m., Where else in common decency and human dignity do we let people get trashed at 10 a.m.? And I was like, I was listening to that one time where the girl went to go put out the fire. It was Christmas time. The girl grabbed the cup. It was the Friends episode, and she splashed it on the fire, and it lit up even more, and it was whiskey. And she's like, what the hell? It's 9 a.m. That's what I feel like. It's like, what the hell, man? It's not even 9 a.m. right now. People are still starting to buzz around, and they have to be at work, and they go to these functions to function. We've been chasing numbers. We weren't chasing relationships. We were chasing connection. We weren't chasing communication. Like, we've maximized certain things of ourselves and minimized others. And I'm telling you to focus on some of these other people. Focus on others. That's what I'm telling you. Literally, that's the hack this morning. Motivation. Motivation is to focus on others. Straight up. Because all of us want to feel loved. So we're under the guise of having the attention. All of us are addicted to attention. We all want to feel like, somebody loves us and is paying attention to us and that our stories are heard. So we're not just existing. We need each other to bounce off of. Me personally, I never lit myself to nobody. I'm always me about me, me, me. So there wasn't enough room for everyone else. I was ball hogging, but not anymore. I'm not ball hogging anymore. Happy Friday, who's ever watching. I want to bring people in on this podcast. I want to have a nice studio. I want to hang up my blankets, my photos on blankets, tapestries, photos on tapestries up on the wall. I want to show it to all. I want to sell them. I want to use them. I want to do free giveaways for the weed swag bags. I want to interview people. I want to talk about deep subjects. I've wanted to do me this whole time, and I never wanted to just share, And so I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Here's my design. Here's my website. Here's buy from me, buy from me. When lo and behold, it's like, who can I buy from? Right? Who can I be out there and support? Who can I show off their things? And that's what's starting to make me explode. I got to work with people. As a fucking control freak narcissist, everything went through me. It's a horrible way to delegate. Like, who was the king that was it Louis the 14th that was like arguing about the fucking where the urinals would go, but the whole country was in disarray and people were starving of famine? It's like, yeah, dude, you could be obsessive, you can be an extreme note taker, but you can miss the point by taking notes. What? No way. That goes against everything that's ever been taught in the history of fucking education. And you're like, yeah, bro, that's fucking mind blowing, right? We need to learn about other people. We got to learn about ourselves, learn about our impetuousness, learn about our jealousies, know that that's in other human beings. I was mind blown that the way that we play each other, you know what I mean? See so far, good for you, man. Glorious morning to you, beautiful view. Keep going. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. Where are you watching from, and how'd you find us, and how old are you? And shout out below. Yeah, there's people walking now. But I mean, dude, the glorious morning is to arrive in your mind, to rise in your mind. Oh, look, there's a little moth. How cool is that? Yeah. Yeah, dude, I never lived in my mind like this before. It was so myopic. It was just about the way I viewed things, but I didn't realize it was about the way you feel things. It doesn't matter about my view as long as you feel the way that you feel. If you don't help people feel better about the way interacting with you or being around you, you're going to be alone. I push people away. I get to live a very alone life. That's why I can do the show. I own my own business. All I ever wanted was to own my own business. I thought, man, that would be it. As long as I can make income for myself, it was the biggest dream. I have an even bigger dream. Self-control. I want ultimate self-control, so I'm not so emotional. I don't share that with people. I help people with their emotions. I don't heighten them. I don't exasperate people anymore. I'm not gasoline anymore. I'm water. Be like water, my friends. Be like water. Be like water around people. Form around them. Don't push through them. It's so much harder to be the keel than it is the hull. When you're at the front of the water and you're slicing it, they make some big barges, like boats that break through ice. I don't know if you've ever seen these things, but they lift up and with the weight of the boat split down. It's almost like it's slicing through the ice. And it's so much effort. Sometimes they get stuck. And I feel like I've just got stuck. I put in all this effort slicing through hard ice when I could have been floating over it, ride the tide and jump the waves. You already know. Savannah, Georgia, old man, but I got a vibe with the world. Ah, nice. Thanks for watching this morning. I think the sun's already already up in the East Coast, so I started at 6 a.m. here, Vegas time. Yeah, I'm puffing on one. But the story goes like this, dude. Lyndon B. Johnson befriended all these senators and made them all feel listened to. And since he didn't have a wife, he was the only one working. And you thought it was accident that he wouldn't bump into him at the coat rack. And he thought it was accident that he loved Civil War. And then he thought it was accident that he loved baseball games with this guy. Fuck no, he's never loved baseball in his whole life. And it was no accident that he kept bumping him into the closet. And he steadily increased the amount of time that he spent with this senator. And pretty soon he was one of the most powerful senators in the whole assembly, and one of the youngest, because people liked him. Now, hear me when I say that again. It's not because people liked him. It's because he made people like him. He invested in people. He made it about others, and they obsessed about him. You'll be thirsty for this energy. Once you get a taste of the attention, they'll keep coming back for more. Once you've given somebody that feeling that, ooh, you can give me a buzz in my brain, you can give me, well, shit, we all know a jolly in the pants, they'll come back. But a zinger, a twinge, a positive aha in a world filled with people that are already me, narcissistic. What can you do for me? Fuck you, pay me first. No talking, just gotta go. Imagine the person that gives their time freely and pays attention and makes it about the other person. Imagine how popular that person becomes. Not even popular, but powerful. Imagine who gets voted for. Imagine who gets bigger portions. I say it all the time, but I don't live it. But when the food's out, I say flirt with the cook. You get bigger portions. It's time that we flirt with each other properly, people all day in every interaction, and be the best you can in every action. I call it the ghost because it's the greatest human of all time. Not the goat, it's the ghost. It's the greatest human of all time, and that's the competition we're in right now. We don't know it, but in a world that is making us hyper lonely and hyper divisive, and we don't even know who's what where, that's what's happening now. Is that not amazing? Then I was just so like, what the fuck? It just totally turned my game around because as a full-on narcissist, I want the attention, right? Why else would I do the show? And just like everyone else, we're all on a spectrum of narcissism, right? It's like how much of us admit it, or what level of psychosis, or it's about to come, the sun's about to come up, what level of psychosis or admittance, I guess we could say it. Here, let me move this over, coming from that way. I mean, you gotta have some balls to be admitting to yourself. I mean, I'm not trying to give myself any more kudos, but in some deep narcissism, you'll have no empathy. You won't even care what happens to other people. You become very only self-aware of like, what's our number, how many Instagram followers, do I even have a blue check mark by my name? Like, we're measuring constantly. And in a society where you thought it would have gone away, instead what's here to stay is competition. It's part of human nature. So we're always still competitive. We might be dressed up crackheads. We might be polished monkeys wearing suits. But the truth is, we're still looking at who's got a bigger banana and how much did that banana cost? How did they get that money? And it gets into this kind of a routine thing instead of, how do I make that person my friend? How do I get that person to teach me? How do I listen to that person? What lesson do they have to teach me? Book it. Book smart in it, book smart, street smart, literally reading people. What kind of person are we talking to? Oh, we're talking to a person that, oh wow, loud truck, hold up. Wait for this, but sometimes we're talking to people with daddy issues, dude. Sometimes we have people that have overbearing mothers, so they're always trying to overachieve. You know what I mean? Or maybe they were abandoned as a child, so they have abandonment issues, so their trust issues are higher than most. I'm talking about a world where you actually look at people and actually see them for who they are, and not in a judgmental way, but to understand them in a curious way, in a way that involves a different energy inside you, inside your solar plexus, inside your mind, inside your micro expressions. When you see them, you are no longer like Yeah. Hi. I like your hair. You're not giving fake fucking compliments anymore. You don't live that way. You live true, just like I was talking about in Russia, where they don't skip the pleasantries. If they think your idea is stupid, they be like, that idea is stupid. Over here, we like to placate each other. We like to tell each other a little bit of lies and say, oh, yeah, your hair looks good. We'll do lunch. You know, um, this rapid honesty has been good for me. It's been like, okay, well, now I'm being honest about my energy as well and what I spend my energy on. Right now, this morning, I said I was going to watch the sunrise and do my morning stretches and my athleticism, just so I can keep my health a priority, right? And if I don't want to data dump or dump all my dopamine in one nut, I got to keep that a priority too. And I keep this fucking phone out of my hands. It's another reason why I didn't have to show my face this morning, is because it's not about me anymore. It's about the fucking message. You can go get the message too. You can go watch The Laws of Nature. It's part 1, part 2, and part 3. I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours, whatever long it fucking takes you, right? Go listen to this book, audiobook it. It's for free on YouTube. You got no excuses. And what's really true about all of us, how competitive we are, how envious we are, and to watch for the envious people. You better watch for your life of who you're talking to. I don't think we do that often. How cool would it be if the sun came right up under the valley in the V? I feel like it's coming up right soon. But that's your morning motivation. You know what I mean? I don't take up too much of your time. That's almost my 30 minutes of shine. As soon as the sun rises, I'm going to get out of here. Sounds like someone's already cutting a fucking lawnmower over there. How crazy is that? But that's about our lives, man. Learn about your nature. Learn about other people's nature. I think it behooves us all to learn about people and people's natures and wanting to fulfill their wants instead of ours first. It's kind of like be of service, We got to be of service. Is this thing really rising in the V? I really think it is, dude. It's going to come right up in the valley with the fucking birds flying over. How fucking awesome. Pardon the electricity, but we need it. It's coming straight from the Hoover Dam. It is what it is. But oh my God, I can sense it. I can see the light. Oh my God, there it is, right there in the crevice. No fucking way. Right in the V. Oh my gosh, there it is. There's the dawning light. Hallelujah. Good morning. Oh my God, I'm so grateful to be alive right now. Majestic, right in the V. Can you guys? Oh my God, of course you can see it, but just absorb it with me. Life is happening, and we gotta rise to meet it. We gotta rise when we meet other people. We gotta rise inside of ourselves and will this energy bag, this meat sack that's around the skeleton, but the mind tells it what to do, tells it when to get comfortable, tells it when not to get comfortable, tells it when to go, tells it when to stop. It's a pretty easy mechanism when we keep it simple. Look at that sunrise. Blessings. Lord have mercy. Blessings. Look at that. Wow, right in the V too. So majestic, bro. So majestic. So I'm inviting everybody else to rise in their lives. Rise in your life. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Whatever you're going through, someone else has experienced. Seriously, I know that sucks. And then even worse things have happened. The real magic to us as human beings is the way we frame it. Straight up, dude. It's going to start showing it through our attitude. It's about the only thing we have control over, and you want to keep that thing up and aware and away from bad. And I'm not talking about bad vibes, man. I'm not talking about bad attitudes either, bro. I'm talking about being mindful of our attitude towards everything. towards our lives, towards the sunrise, towards our habits, towards the way we talk to people, the way we interact with each other. I'm really saying it's about others because that's going to be the transmission. The guy said it, and I'll leave you with this morning, just so you get the motivation, right? I'm going to leave you with this story right here, and you're going to like it. He said, the guy comes up to the gate of a company he wants to work for, right? And the front lady, or gate lady, gatekeeper, there's always a gatekeeper. Always be nice to the gatekeeper. There's a lesson in this. I learned that lesson a long time ago, but here's what he said, though. He came back 4 or 5 days, started mamming her up, started talking about scripture, started being the most friendly, hokiest motherfucker, but he did not quit. And by the time he came the third or fourth time, someone said, "Hold on, you're Justin, right?" He was like, "Yes, I am." He said, "Hold tight." And the most grumpiest motherfucker came out and came and grabbed him, and he said, "Are you the kid that keeps knocking on my gate about 4 or 5 times now?" So, "Yes, sir." And he slides his resume across the table, right? Still tenacious. I love it, right? And this came right through the valley. Look at that sunrise. How beautiful is that? And he goes, "Yes, sir." And he said, "You know, I'm running a $40 million billion company, and I ain't got time for this shit." He said, "Yes, sir." And he said, and he looked at the thing, and he looked at him, and he looked at the thing, and he looked at him, and he said, "I like that shit." That's your morning motivation right there, bro. There it is, right there. Somebody screenshot that for your boy. Light it up, I'm on fire. Give you some cloudy effects. But that's how we rise over here at Saints Addiction, you know? I like that shit. So what? You've had some stuff in your life. Don't give up, you know? It's not so much as a so what as it's like what's next, you know? A lot of us have a thing in our minds that I kept saying it. And I think, again, Denzel Washington said it. I watched him say it on video so I can quote it. But I watched him say, he said, life doesn't, everybody keeps saying life happens to us. It happens for us. And all these things are making us stronger. And maybe your goal is not even to be stronger, but to survive and find ways to survive. And for once, I think the best part of the story today with Lyndon B. Johnson is he took control of his life. There at 40 years old, he learned from that old man. He knew it was about seniority. It knew that there were other people in power above him and that he had to juice them. He had to get powerful allies. He had to juice them. He had to make them feel loved, make it about them. When's the last time you made it about somebody else? And that's your morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, please like, share, and subscribe. It's a vibe. It's your boy Marky Saint on my heart from the start every morning. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye but not forever and finish. And I'll see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. And tell me how you're going to make it about others today. Peace. Ciao. Beijos.